Okay, for this video, we'll be talking about the 5 high-paying skills or jobs in the near future within the Philippines. So this will be my advice to my younger generations of Filipinos and from all over the world who would like to be in the top of the line and have a high-paying job for you. So this video is for you. So number one is the electric vehicle specialist. With the high demand of electric vehicles right now, you need specialists. Like you need to consider the batteries, the electric motor, and how electric cars work. So those are the top of the skills that you need to learn. Not also you need to learn the electrical system of a vehicle. Number two is lithium ion technician. So since to be able to sustainably the electric vehicles, then we need local technicians here in the Philippines. So as early as now, study electrical system. Number two is the lithium ion battery. Study the composition, the chemicals, what are the probabilities, and how to prolong its life, and how to take care of the batteries for your electric vehicles. Because, yeah, electric vehicles in the Philippines right now, I've already seen a lot of people driving pure electric vehicles. And in my previous video, I've already mentioned that if Philippines is ready with electric vehicles, considering that we still need to upgrade our power grid lines, power transmission lines, when the electric vehicles will be charging simultaneously. So that's the challenge. Will our own power grid system able to sustain if several electric vehicles will charge simultaneously? Then it will create a surge demand of current. So that's how also. Number two is data center engineering. So data center engineer. So AI boom and needs power and cooling expert. The data center itself needs engineers who will run the cooling system, the network infrastructure, the IT for that data center itself, because AI needs to have a data center to be able to be used. And I think in the near future, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Google will use its local data center to localize the traffic. Like YouTube right now has its own Philippine office. So all of the Philippine contents are stored in that data center. Then most of the Filipinos will access through that data center. They are not already storing our data outside the Philippines. That's one way to localize traffic and to minimize the traffic with the international peering, because international peering in the internet is bandwidth is quite expensive. So the same style that is running from that. So we need to study electrical engineering and IT infrastructure for the number two. That's the data center engineers. So number three is the nuclear technician, because I believe in the near future, Philippines will also be running in the nuclear power plant, because right now using the fossil fuel, the diesel, the coal, and most of that fossil are imported, in which it is very expensive of the operational cost. So you need to study for that the nuclear technician, physics, engineering, and safety protocols for that. So nuclear engineering will be top of my mind. That will be in demand in the near future once we have this solution. Because right now, AI in the Philippines cannot fully be boom because of our electricity cost. And no one wouldn't dare to deploy their data center if the cost is too much expensive. And number four, and climate adaptation planner, because the Philippines is prone to a very disaster area. Yes, needs resilient expert. Like we need to establish our disaster recovery plan for the Philippines. Like what happened in Tacloban, in the Yolanda, in Odette, then that should be learning that we should create a resilient plan, a more faster disaster response team, a more disaster response plan that could help our affected Filipinos. So what are skills you need for this is environmental science. So right now, the New Zealand is already exploring or accepting scholars which are environmental science students that could school going to New Zealand and then study there and go back in the Philippines to implement what have they study in the New Zealand. So that's one of the environmental science. Number two is GIS mapping or global yung mapping. Yep. That's how you map a certain terrain in the Philippines, then you need to map it, digitalize it so that you can have a same copy of a digital map in a computer, then simulate the disaster or the typhoons that will be passing through that area. So that's how. And number five, in which I believe is a drone operator. Yes, drone operators. Because right now, the cost, the logistic, agriculture, and surveillance, and yeah, I believe that are the major application of drone. Number one is land surveying and mapping. So land surveying and mapping are already in demand, and some of them are already using drone because you can survey a lot or a land much effectively and faster using drone. Not drone with camera and with LiDAR system that could entirely map the whole forest even if there are trees on it. The LiDAR system is very accurate in producing a same digital map in the digital world. So that's the survey and logistics. What do you mean by that? Is the delivery of drones using drones. Not only small items, but these are more of a emergency use case or areas that require more faster delivery. And for the surveillance is, you know na, military and also surveillance if you have. So what are the skills that you need to study remote piloting, automation basics? Because right now we are flying drones manually, but in the near future, it will be autonomous. Autonomous means that drones, you will just encode the point A to point B. You need to encode the dropping point, then they will automatically calculate the path, the flight time, and any other parameters. And it will auto reroute if there's something that is wrong with the terrain. So I believe drones are in the near future. So those are the top five in demand, high paying skills that will be in the future. So, number one is the EV and battery specialist for the electric vehicles. Number two is the data center engineers, which will maintain the data center, not only the cooling system, but also the IT infrastructure, the networking, the servers, the LAN cable, the WAN, the SDN software defined network, and the NFV, the network virtualization, and also the nuclear technician, which the third, which to solve our power crisis in the Philippines. Number four is the climate adaptation planner, which is part of the disaster recovery, disaster plan. And the fifth will be the drone operators. Okay, so by the way, for the fifth, I've already got my remote pilot license from Civil Aviation CAAP. So I'm a certified drone pilot with a card, a license that I could operate a remote drone pilot in the Philippines. Okay? So that's why I believe that the future will be on drones. So those I will have the edge of having a remote pilot operator. Okay? So those are the top five jobs that I believe in the near future you will be using. Okay? So if you learn something about this, guys, I hope you like to share this video for the younger generations who are still confused on what course do they need to take and learn from this. This is just, by the way, I'm Elmer and I'm network engineer routing the internet and creating a better network in the near future. See you around, guys, and yeah.